Are you capable of receiving with pleasure the words of an insulter? Are you sure that you would smile before the one that has snapped in your face? Let us be sincere with ourselves. We have to change, and this can only be possible by means of sacrifices. To receive with pleasure the unpleasant manifestations of our fellow men means sacrifice. It means to leave aside self-consideration and self-sentimentalism. Certainly, one always protests against hurting words, and that is a mistake. The person that is hurting us is bringing an extraordinary opportunity. He is giving a psychological gymnasium where it is possible to learn to receive with pleasure the unpleasant manifestations of our fellow men. What could we do if there were no insulters? Where could we train? What would serve as our psychological gymnasium? Yes, we need to be insulted, hurt, and even snapped at. What really counts is to learn to receive with pleasure all the offenses. If one discovers the eye of anger, it will be necessary to work on that eye, to comprehend it wholly, and afterwards to beg the Divine Mother Kundalini to eliminate that eye from ourselves. If one has the eye of self-esteem, it will be necessary to beg the Divine Mother Kundalini to eliminate that eye from ourselves. In this way, we will not love ourselves anymore. Therefore, the insulters are useful. What could we say about jealousy? If one attains its disintegration, not just the passional jealousy, but the religious and political jealousy, then one has taken a great step forward. It is necessary to comprehend the necessity of learning to live. The experiences of life are really useful. Unfortunately, people hate and repudiate these experiences. Many are those who complain about others and themselves, and it is amazing to see how people underrate their experiences. We have to do the opposite. Use experiences to attain our own self-realization. Experiences can bring didactic material useful to the development of the essence. In other words, they are useful for spiritual growth. A calm mind that is at the service of one's real being results in an efficient instrument, because the mind is made to be receptive, to serve as a receptive instrument, not as an active instrument. The mind itself is feminine, and all the centers should work harmoniously in accordance with the universal symphony of passive serenity. In these conditions, we should not permit the mind to project. We need a tranquil mind to put to the service of the different circumstances of our existence. Until a short time ago, I myself thought that emotions or sentiments came from the real being. But with investigation and experience, I have come to verify that they pertain to the ego, and that they are intimately related to the inferior emotional center. The therapy we need to know profoundly in order to avoid any interior imbalance that can cause outer repercussions is that which will not permit the mind any kind of reaction. If someone hurts us, we must not permit the mind to react. Wish that there will always be someone who can hurt us in our feelings daily, so that we can, in that way, train our mind better to be passive. The more insults we receive, the better for our training, because we will have more opportunities to stop the reaction of the mind and feelings so that they do not intervene in any circumstance of our lives. Of course, the passive state of mind, emotions, and personality demands a tremendous activity in the consciousness. This shows us that the more active the consciousness, the better for reaching its awakening, because that way the consciousness has to inevitably awaken, being in perpetual activity. The great Buddha was sitting under a tree in profound meditation, when a man arrived and began to insult the Buddha, trying to hurt him with his words. After a while, the Buddha opened his eyes and asked the man, "If someone brings you a gift and you do not accept the gift, to whom does this gift belong?" The man answered, "To the one who brought it, of course." Then the Buddha said, "My brother, take your gift. I cannot accept it," and continue to meditate. This is a beautiful, sublime lesson. Buddha did not permit his mind or sentiments to react under any circumstance, because he was living fully awakened in his consciousness. There was no outer reaction. That is the way we should behave, dear disciples. The school is everywhere. We have to take advantage of it and learn wisely. We have it in our houses, our offices, the shops or factories, in the street, everywhere, even in the temple, with our fellow students, our children, father, wife, nephews, grandsons, cousins, friends, etc. All are psychological gymnasiums. As hard as it will be, as difficult as it looks to us, it is indispensable for all of us. The secret is not to allow our mind and feelings to intervene in the practical daily activities of our lives. We should allow the consciousness to be the one who commands, directs, and works, the one who talks and executes all one's daily activities. That way, we prepare harmoniously for meditation.